Hare Hare Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna devotees, please accept my humble obeisance. All goes to Srila Prabhupada. Welcome to devotees of today's Bhagavatam class. Today we'll be discussing from Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 1, Chapter 16, verse 34, and the chapter is how Maharaj Parikshit received the age of Kali. We are in the discussion between Dharma, the bull, and the cow. When the cow is asking, when Dharma is asking the cow, what is the root cause of the weakened state of Maharaj Parikshit's kingdom? And she goes into the glorification part, and that's where we are at. We're very happy to have His Holiness Candramauli Swami with us. Hare Krishna Maharaj, please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to you and Srila Prabhupada Maharaj. Maharaj, you're on mute. Sorry.
All glories to Prabhupada.
Hare Krishna Maharaj.
In America, is it Varaha's appearance day today or Nityananda's?
March today is actually the Ekadasi. We are actually observing Ekadasi for both the appearances for tomorrow. It's kind of very interesting how they got it mashed up.
You really messed that one up.
Yeah, it's really messed up. In fact, it says on the Vaishnav calendar that we won't even have to fast tomorrow, half day fast, but for Lord Nityananda, because we're doing the half day fast today for Lord Varaha and Lord Nityananda, and the rest of it is Ekadasi. Very interesting, Maharaj.
Is it also Ekadasi today?
Yes, Maharaj.
Yep.
It's the Baimi Ekadasi. Yeah, so we fast till noon and and we feast tomorrow, but we fast till noon for both for the appearance of Lord Varaha and for Lord Nityananda.
Yeah, the same here in London.
Oh, okay.
Except we're past 12 o'clock now, so
We're just starting off the morning, Maharaj, so we got a few more hours.
at the end, I'm gonna discuss the verse, and then at the end, I want to add a few statements in reference to Lord Varahadev's appearance,
Please, Maharaj, please.
just to honor this very sacred day. It is very sacred.
Yes.
Okay.
Sri Devi said, and it's Ekadasi evening in India right now.
Yeah, so they did everything that we're doing ahead of time.
Yes.
So welcome to ISKCON. We're not we're not sure what tomorrow is anyway. Could be we might decide to change Thursday to Wednesday and make the week different just for the sake of change.
As they say, right, Mars, we have to change with the changing times. I've heard that quote many times.
Well, Prabhupada's statement was walk on your hands, but whatever you do, change.
Wow, I never heard that.
Yeah,
Amazing.
he said this is the disease of the Western mentality.
Walk
West,
on your hands, but whatever you do, change.
yeah.
Hmm. Wow.
But Krishna consciousness is about being consistent in what is given and not so much trying to change it around.
Yes, Marge.
Yeah. Okay, we'll begin the class. Om
Yes.
Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Yo Vamati Brahmasur Vamsarajam Akshoni Satyam Apunadat Atmatantraham Svam Dustam Unapadam Atmani Paurushenam Sampadayam Ya Dushuram Ya Abhiradhya Angam. There we go. Translation. O personality of religion, I was greatly overburdened by the undue military phalanxes arranged by the atheistic kings, and I was relieved by the grace of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Similarly, you were also in a distressed condition, weakened in your standing strength, and thus he also incarnated by his internal energy in the family of the Yadus to relieve you. So this is personality of religion, which is Cow, and who is actually Mother Earth. Purport. The Asuras want to enjoy a life of sense gratification, even at the cost of others' happiness. In order to fulfill this ambition, the Asuras, especially atheistic kings and state executive heads, try to equip themselves with all kinds of deadly weapons to bring about a war in a peaceful society. They have no ambition other than personal aggrandizement, and thus Mother Earth feels overburdened by such undue increases of military strength. By the increase of the Aksura population, Those who follow the principle of religion become unhappy, especially the devotees or devas. In such a situation, the personality of Godhead incarnates to vanquish the unwanted asuras and to establish the true principles of religion. This was the mission of Lord Shri Krishna, and he fulfilled it. Gyan Timidandasya Ginarjana Salakaya. Chaksun Militam Yena Tasmai Shri Guruveda Mahanamam Vishnu Padaya. Krishna Prastaya Bhutale Srimati Bhakti Vedanta Swami Niti Namine. Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Putane. Nirvisesa Sunyavadi Paspyatya Desatayane. Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda. Sri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasati Gaur Bhaktivinoda. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. I received a message saying that those who listen to my lecture after the lecture, and it's recorded and put on the cloud, says the cloud, it's not very clear. So we suggested I get a microphone. So I'm going to try this microphone. Just let me know if you can still hear me. Okay?
Yes, Maharaj, we will
Okay.
give the input.
Okay, the microphone is in. Does it sound any different?
It's the same, Maharaj. At least for me, it's the same. What if others? Yeah, Jack Krishna is saying it's the same too, right? Yep.
Okay. All right, good.
But you are clearly audible.
Is it any clearer than before, or is it about the
It's the same.
Okay. As long as it's, let's see if it works. Any difference for those who hear after?
Hare Krishna Maharaj, I think sometimes you have to select in Zoom that you're using an external microphone. There might be a place to select that, then it will work.
Well, it's working already, so let's just go on with it. All right. So yeah, 1972, Srila Prabhupada was speaking on one verse from the Srimad Bhagavatam, Ete Chamsam Palam Pumsam Krishnas tu Bhagavan Swayam, which refers to the previous verses in the same chapter. This is first canto, third chapter, verse 28. And the previous verses is a listing of all of the incarnations of the Lord in a very systematic way. This verse culminates by saying, and the Lord appears, and all of the portions and plenary portions are mentioned previously, but the Lord actually appears in his original form as Shri Krishna. And when he does, all of the on all of the planets in the demigods become joyful, and Indra becomes victorious over the demons. So Prabhupada mentions in this lecture, he was very instructive. He was talking about the glories of chanting the holy name and about the increase of the Asura population in the world, referring to the age of Kali, which brings about an automatic increase simply by the quality of the age, where all bad qualities seem to appear within society as being standard and acceptable by many people, even those in leadership positions. And they also adopt these principles. So Prabhupada said, be very wary, because the demons are on the increase, and they only continue to increase as Kali Yuga will continue to progress. But he said, don't worry. He said, you can protect yourself. And then he gave the example of of Prahlad Maharaj, who was harassed very much by his father in so many ways, trying to even kill him. But he was unsuccessful because the Lord gave him full protection. Because Prahlad absorbed himself in thinking of the Lord throughout all of those ordeals that were thrown upon him. It was like nothing was even happening. The Lord gave him complete and full protection as he was absorbed in thinking of the Lord with love. And then Prabhupada went on to emphasize this point by mentioning Devaki, who also was harassed by her brother, Kamsa, who had taken all of her children one after another and killing them, thinking that soon the Supreme Personality will Godhead will appear and I will also destroy him. Of course, that's the nature of the demons. They think they're invincible. They think they're very arrogant and proud, and they have no understanding of how the material energy works. They think they can control the material energy. And the demons are very intelligent also by material standards. Prabhupada said there are two kinds of intelligent people. One is Sukritina and one is Duskritina. Sukritina means intelligence in a good way, which is beneficial for oneself and for others. And Duskritina means just the opposite, where their activities are harmful to themselves and to others. And then Prabhupada went on to explain that Devaki, she was protected also from Kamsa. And of course, we know the whole pastime of Krishna's appearing. But Prabhupada made that point, and he said, if you take full shelter of the chanting of the holy names of the Lord, nothing in this world can harm you or affect you. And he made that point throughout his rest of his lecture, emphasizing the importance of chanting here. So it is explained, Kali Kale, Nama Rupa, Krishna Avatar, Nama Hoite Haya Sarva Jagat Nistara, that in this age of Kali, the Lord has incarnated in actually three different forms in this age, actually. He's incarnated in the form of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, who has come with another form of himself, the manifestation of the holy name in transcendental sound, Krishna's, the Hare Krishna Mahamantra. Both of these are incarnations of the Lord and specifically geared for this particular age. And also Lord Jagannath, he is also the incarnation in this age also for worship of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. So the Lord is very merciful. He's come in so many different ways, but especially the holy name, which is the principle of complete protection and complete perfection at the same time. So the demons will make their plans, and they are always making their plans. In fact, all you have to do is just, I don't recommend you do it, but if you go onto the news, you'll see there's always some conflict somewhere. Prabhupada says, in a peaceful society, they'll create a war just to use the weapons that they create, or to get some control over some area of the world, which is mostly the main thing they do. So the demons are everywhere. They're throughout the entire social, economic, and political systems. They are very much embedded in those in a very organized way. Although they don't appear in public, they appear through their policies, which they enact through their puppets who control the various agencies in society. And they make all kinds of policies through these other leaders who are leaders in government and other places around the world. But the demons nowadays hide behind all of these different programs, and you don't even know who they are, their names. Prabhupada says, Prabhupada actually said there's 7 Rakshasas who is actually ruling the world. They're actually Rakshasas, many of them. They actually take birth on this planet. They come in from lower planets because when the karma of the planet changes and people become more sinful, then you find more and more sinful people take the opportunity to take birth on this particular planet, which is a middle planet. It's supposed to be a balance between piety and impiety on this planet, but the balance is shifting in the other direction. Now practically everyone is being affected by impious activities in the name of economic development and political conquest. Now this is the age of Kali. I'm just giving you a brief overview of the present situation in the world. But Lord Krishna has come in the form of the holy name, which we see in Lord Chaitanya's pastime when Chandkazi tried to stop the Sankirtan movement because he was disturbed. He got complaints not from the Islamic sector of society, but from the Brahmins. The Brahmins were complaining about Lord Chaitanya's devotees performing Sankirtan. And they were saying, this is not our way to worship. They're just they're singing and dancing, and they're causing a lot of uproar in the society. And this should be stopped. So he made his complaint. And the Qazi came forward with his soldiers, warned the devotees not to chant. But the devotees stopped, and then Lord Chaitanya said, no, you should continue on chanting. So they did. And then he came the second time, and then he broke the drums and caused some damage here and there, and warned the devotees if they did it again, then they would all of their property would be confiscated, and everyone would be put into prison. So they stopped. But Lord Chaitanya wasn't about to be influenced by that. And so he decided to organize Nagar Sankirtan. And he called all of the leaders and then said, everyone announced that tonight we will march in Sankirtan under the house of the Chandkasi. Bring your torches, bring everyone. And the word spread throughout the universe, where it was explained that millions of living entities appeared from everywhere to join into this Sankirtan movement led by Lord Chaitanya and Lord Nityananda, who were dancing in the front. Dvaitacharya was also dancing, Haridas Thakur, all of the leading associates of Lord Chaitanya got involved in this Harinam Sankirtan. And it was powerful, it was uproarious. And they began in the evening, and they brought these lighted torches. But there were so many torches that it appeared that the sun had come out. There was no darkness. And so many devotees came with torches. And they were chanting and dancing, and Lord Chaitanya was enjoying the kirtan. And they were also marching on the house of the Kasi, heading in that direction. Many of the thieves within society were seeing everybody was leaving their home and leaving their doors open and running and joining this kirtan, which was so uproarious and so inspiring that the thieves thought, oh, now we can have a picnic and have a festival and rob everyone's house. But then, being influenced by the sound of the kirtan, they had forgotten what's described in that narration. They actually forgot that they were thieves and wound up joining into the Harinam Sankirtan. It became so spiritually uproarious. And then many of the Muslims who were associates of Chandkazi, they came to see what was happening. And when they came to see what was happening, their beards caught on fire. So you can imagine the power of this Sankirtan. And it was amazing. And Chandkazi got the word that they're coming to his place. So he hid in the house under his bed or something. He was afraid. And he was so powerful. And then it's described that when Lord Chaitanya finally arrived at the house with many of his associates, he asked, "Where is the Qazi? Please come. I've come to visit him." And the word got back. The Qazi came out, but he was in a very frightful condition. And then the Lord had said, the Lord was very polite to him and very kind, and started to speak about, religion. What is the process of religion? And then he asked him, well, it says in your scripture that, it says that the cow and the bull is the father and mother. So it says in your scripture, you're killing the father and mother. Is killing your own father and mother. The Lord challenged him in that way. There was some discussion. And then the Lord defeated him. And finally, the Lord said to him, I'm your guest, and you didn't even come to greet me when I came out. Why? And then the Qazi, he took his coat off and showed his chest. And on his chest were all nail marks. And he said, just the other night, this very ferocious personality, a lion, appeared in my dream. And he jumped on my chest and he said, if you interfere with my chanting of my name again, I will not only kill you, but I'll kill all of the meteors. That was Lord Nrsingadev appeared to him. And he was going to kill him, but then he said, but I'll let you go this time. But if you do it again, I'll be back. So he got a special visit of Lord Nrsingadev. And he showed Lord Chaitanya his chest, which still had the nail marks of Lord Nrsingadev. And then it was a very friendly discussion. And finally, the Lord pacified the whole thing. And it is said at that time, the Qazi agreed that never to interfere with the Sankirtan movement, and to make a decree in all of the preceding or all of the following family members that would come in his line, they should also follow that. So to this day, in that area of Navadvip, which is right along the Ganges, it's somewhere between our temple and the Jagannath temple. There's a tree there. And the tree is a champak tree. And there are two color branches. There are branches that are white and there are branches that are dark. And these signify the relationship between Lord Chaitanya and Chandkazi. Chandkazi being of the dark color and Lord Chaitanya being of the light color. And Chandkazi made that declaration that no one in my family will ever disturb that. And that has been passed down even to the present day. So, yeah, that was a wonderful pastime. So the Sankirtan movement is the means to drive back this demoniac influence in this age, to mobilize all of the devotees and to get them to perform Sankirtan. Srila Prabhupada has told us, he said, in each and every one of our temples, everywhere in the world, we should do 3 hours of kirtan every night. And he writes that in the Chaitanya Charitamrita. It's not some statement he just made. He said he felt it was so important. He included it in one of his purports, and you can read it. I think it would be nice if we read that purport. It's from Chaitanya Charitamrita.
Do you know which book, Maharaj? I can pull it up.
Yeah, Madhya Leela, chapter 3 of Madhya Lila, verse 203. So Madhya 3:203.
So
Yeah,
chapter 3, verse 203, right, Maharaj?
I have to go all the way down to the end there. It's a very long chapter. Okay. So we'll read the verse. Acharya Strata,
Oh, sorry, Marge. Okay.
Acharya Strata Bhakti Griha, Sampade Dane, Sakala Sapale, Hoila, the Buddha Aradhana. In this way, all the opulences of Advaita Charya, his faith, devotion, home riches, and everything else were successfully utilized in the worship of Lord Chaitanya. Srila Prabhupada's purport. Advaita Charya set the ideal example for all household devotees in his reception of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and his devotees, and in his execution of a daily festival at his home. If one has the proper means and wealth, he should occasionally invite the devotees of Lord Chaitanya, engage in preaching all over the world, and hold a festival at home simply by distributing prasadam and talking about Krishna during the day and holding congregational chanting for at least 3 hours in the evening. Then Prabhupada says, this procedure must be adopted in all our centers of the Krishna conscious movement. And there's the statement. Thus, they will daily perform Sankirtan Yajna. The daily performance of Sankirtan Yajna is recommended in this age. Yajnai Sankirtanai Prayaya Yajanti Sumedi Saha. One should worship Lord Chaitanya and his four associates, the Panchatattva, by distributing prasadam and holding congregational chanting. Indeed, that yajna or sacrifice is most recommended in this age of Kali. In this age, other yajnas are not possible to perform, but this yajna can be performed everywhere and anywhere without difficulty. So there you have it. And Prabhupada's instructions, having classes all day and performing Sankirtan in the evening. I was just thinking of that today. Like devotees, we have many of our temples, we have the Bhagavad Gita class in the evening, then we have the Gaur Arti. So devotees could have Bhagavad Gita class, Gaur Arti, and then after Gaur Arti, continue with Kirtan all the way until the deities take rest for the evening, which will be another 2 hours or so, or at least an hour and a half. Like that. If that was adopted in all our centers around the world, then you would see how our movement would expand tremendously. Like that. So this is what Srila Prabhupada has given us for the formula for our temple worship. He didn't want our temples to simply be idle with nothing happening. He always wanted programs to go on throughout the whole day. Kirtan, classes, various types of programs, preaching, inviting people in, like that. Okay, so this is the power of the mercy in this age, is the Harinam Sankirtan movement. There are many stories in the history of both the world and in the history of our ISKCON society by performance of Harinam Sankirtan, miracles happen. Krishna's mercy comes flooding in a very regular way to purify the whole atmosphere and to inspire the devotees in their practice of Krishna consciousness. So the demons are there, and people in the material world are suffering because of them. Srila Prabhupada also said that. He said, we as a society, we have no worry about Maya. He said, Maya is our friend. He said this. He said, but because Maya has to serve the demons are always causing trouble in the world. The demon, he said, that people are harassed by this demoniac population which are in big positions throughout the world and have a lot of power and a lot of influence and a lot of resources. But if we continue with this Harinam Sankirtan, we can attract more and more people to our movement and give them the taste of what is real happiness and how to achieve it through this Harinam Sankirtan. Of course, we go on with our other programs, but we should, Harinam Sankirtan should be foremost. If we look back in the history of our society, the whole movement began and started to proliferate around the world because of Harinam Sankirtan. You look at the old Back to Godhead magazines that came out in the early days, you see practically all of the photos were about Harinam Sankirtan in different places around the world. It became a feature to do Harinam in different places, and then that's how the movement spread so fast. Book distribution, Harinam, together, Prabhupada said these things actually are a way to destroy the effects of Maya, and not adore the effects of the demoniac influence by giving transcendental knowledge, giving people the right understanding of what is life and how to live life, at the same time purifying the atmosphere through the advent of Lord Krishna in the form of his holy name. So yeah, so this particular verse in the Bhagavatam emphasizes the importance of Krishna appearing in his incarnation as the holy name, as the means for destroying. And if we don't do that, we'll continue to be harassed by this demoniac influence, which is very much all-pervading throughout the world. It's quite entrenched. The details I don't want to get into because I don't think it's important. I take my word for it. The demons are very much entrenched in the world, and people are suffering like crazy because of that. Okay, so we'll stop here.
Thank you so much, Mark. It was such a wonderful class. Really nice pastimes and amazing points. I'm going to stop sharing and I'm going to request devotees wherever you're at, if you can please turn on your cameras if possible. And if you have any questions, takeaways, or even a doubt or, anything to clarify, please do raise your hand and I will call upon you in the order. Marge, one point that you just made, and I hope I heard you correctly, Marge, and it's a question I have. If Maya is our friend, Marge, then why is she serving the demons?
Well, she has to. That's her duty. Prabhupada mentions that in that same statement. It's her duty to serve the demons.
I feel sorry for her, Marge, because then she's stuck. I mean,
she has what is called thankless task.
wow.
Well, she is the personification of the illusionary energy. So the demons want to enjoy the illusionary energy. So because the Lord fulfills the desire of every living entity, so he's also fulfilling the desire of the demons through the illusionary energy of material life. They're thinking wrongly that by exploiting the earth, they can achieve power, position, and control. Yeah. So the illusion is that it's not true, but Maya has to make them think so and keep attracting them in the same way. That's her job. But
Marge, doesn't that make it difficult for devotees? Because if she's a fan, if she's a fan of the devotees, but she has to serve the demons, then and making the demons feel like they're in power and so on and so forth, then the work becomes so much more difficult for the devotees. Like it's like a tug of war kind of a thing.
Well, the thing is, We're not supposed to go along with that. We have the knowledge.
Okay.
And that's Krishna's come in the form of transcendental knowledge. He teaches what is actually life and how to get out of the entanglement of the material energy. And so it's a struggle, yeah. But there is a class of people, you can read it in the Bhagavad Gita. Krishna says that there are two created beings, asuras and suras.
Mhm.
So the demons are actually created. It's a class of people who are born into that demoniac culture. And they live on different planets throughout the universes. And many of them take births in different places based on the karma of the area. Okay. If people have illicit sex, just like we have the example of Diti. Diti approached her husband Kashapa at the end for some union. She wanted to have a union with her husband, but he told her this time is not good. This time when Lord Shiva is traveling with all his ghosts, it's a very bad time. But she was persistent, and somehow he gave in to her, and the two demons, Hiranyakashipu and Hiranyaksha, were born. Yeah. So really, illicit sex, intoxication, and all of these activities that are being performed by people in general are only increasing the demoniac culture within society. It's propagating that. Because what does demons do? They just engage in all kinds of abominable sense gratification. But the main principle of the real demons, I mean, people are demonically influenced. There are people who are not demons, but they're influenced by demoniac principles and values, and therefore they take it up also. But there are a class of people who are actually demoniac. They're born into that culture. And their whole program is control. Because if you can control, the more you control, the more you can get, and the more you can enjoy by the standard of material life. Devotees also want to control, but they want to use that control to serve Krishna with it. The demons want to control for their own selfish interests.
Maharaj, so does that mean that as the when the demons are getting stronger and stronger in their demoniac activities, and at the same time Maya is serving the demon because that is her task, but she's also a friend to the devotees. So for the devotees, it's our responsibility or duty to not to be sucked in to what is happening on the demoniac side.
Yeah, that's why we
Okay.
follow 4 regulative principles and chant the holy names of the Lord. And don't listen to the news either.
I avoid that a lot, Maharaj. I never like watching the crazy news out there.
Yeah, it's crazy. But to illustrate this point, there's another verse. If you could turn to it, it's in the 7th canto of Srimad Bhagavatam.
Seventh canto.
7th canto, 1st chapter.
Getting there, Maharaj.
Verse number 8, 718.
Srimad Bhagavatam 7 Canto chapter 1 verse 8. Okay, there we go. I'm going to share the screen now, Maharaj.
You read it because I think
Sure, Maharaj, I can read it.
we'll just read the translation.
Sure. Is it visible for everyone? It's okay. Okay. When the quality of goodness is prominent, the sages and demigods flourish with the help of that quality, with which they are infused and surcharged by the Supreme Lord. Similarly, when the mode of passion is prominent, the demons flourish. And when ignorance is prominent, the yakshas and rakshasas flourish. The Supreme Personality of Godhead is present in everyone's heart, fostering the reactions of Sattvaguna, Rajaguna, and Tamaguna.
There you go. That's the whole thing. He's simply fostering the reactions according to the climate of the population. So when passion is strong, the demons become more prominent. And Krishna gives the results through the material energy.
Mm. Marge, how can we? I'm sorry, let me see if anyone else has questions first before me jumping. Are there anyone that else has a question? Please do raise your hand, and so that I can catch you before I go to my question. I really want to give others a chance. I'm just
See,
looking down.
see, it says here the Supreme Personality of God is not partial to anyone. So he sets everything up through the modes of material nature, and according to their activities and desires, they get a particular reaction accordingly, a particular result according to that activity. So Krishna is outside of it, but Krishna is encouraging us to follow religious principles, and those who do it, they extricate themselves from the reaction of the modes and can be free from that. But those who don't, they become victimized by the reactions of the material energy.
That was a very powerful verse, Marge.
Oh,
718.
to read that purport is amazing. It's long though. It's really
It's really powerful, Marge. Thank you.
devotees have to read, because if you read, everything will be clear and you'll understand everything, why things happen the way they do, both on an individual level and on a broad level too. Everything's there in Bhagavatam. Bhagavatam is the blueprint for understanding how to live life and how to come back to Godhead. Both.
Marge, yesterday I was listening to a class by Ramapad Swami, and it was on Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 1, Chapter 19, and I think it was verse 22 or 23, something. And he was saying, he made a really powerful point, but the way he said it was so beautiful. He was saying that there is no theology in this world that can come close to what we have in Srimad Bhagavatam. It's so powerful,
Right.
so much detailed.
Bhagavatam is an incarnation of Krishna in transcendental sound. It's non-different.
It was, yeah.
It's mentioned in the Bhagavatam when Krishna left the world, he left himself in the form of Srimad Bhagavatam.
Whoa, powerful,
Yeah.
amazing.
Prabhupada is deep insight into spiritual practice and his knowledge. Prabhupada's called Bhakti Vedanta. Means bhakti, devotion, Vedanta knowledge. Prabhupada's purports really bring out all of the meanings in the verses through his purports, really clear, and also very practically understandable.
Really
We have
amazing.
Nasta Prayeshu Abhadreshu Nityam Bhagavata Sevai. It's recommended to read Bhagavatam daily.
Yes, Marge. Devotees, please, any questions, please do raise your hand. Any, clarification. It's really an amazing topic, amazing verse. I'm trying to see because I have the sun right in my face for some reason, and I can't even. Marge, while others are thinking, Marge, you were mentioning, which I never heard that before. 7 Rakshasas are ruling the world. Marge, that really caught my attention.
Prabhupada said that, but that was off the cuff. It wasn't recorded. It was yeah. And there's a lot of statements Prabhupada made in association with his devotees at different times. you could have made some of those statements Prabhupada made. I mean, there's thousands of things he said that were never recorded. Thousands.
Mm.
Yeah.
Maharaj, are these Rakshasas? I was just curious because when you were mentioning, are these Rakshasas just, like we heard, like what we have read in the Krishna book, all the demons came because they wanted, it was Krishna's pastime. They appeared from, different other pastimes and they wanted to have a sport with Krishna and they were envying him. So are these seven Mars the same purpose or were they?
That's when Prabhupada said that back then, but I don't know what the situation is now. So I don't know.
Mm,
But
I was just wondering.
to tell you one thing, there was a news report back when even before I joined the movement, there was one very highly placed political person who was a member of a very aristocratic and powerful family. When he died, they wouldn't let anyone see the body. The talk was, of course, I don't have firsthand information. The talk was that after he died, he attained his form as a demon again.
Oh my
Yeah, so
Krishna.
they didn't let anyone see the body.
Wow.
Because they also have the demoniac forms too. Many of these demons, they have some power. They can change their form. Some of them. That's that's becoming less now because of the age of Kali. It diminishes all the powerful elements, but even the power of evil has become less than it was in previous Kali Yugas.
The evil is becoming less now, Mars, than it used to be?
Well, the power of evil. In other words,
Oh.
I mean, you do all you do have to do is, just like today is the killing of Hiranyaksha. What a powerful demon he was. He was exploiting the earth for gold, so much so that the earth lost its balance within the cosmos and fell into the Garbhodak Ocean. And that caused the demigods to become really alarmed. So they went to Lord Brahma and said, the earth is, because the demigods have to maintain the universal affairs, but they weren't able to deal with this because this demon was so powerful. And then when Brahma was approached, he started to meditate. And he was meditating. And as he was meditating, a little tiny boar came out of his nostril. And then as soon as the boar came out of the nostril, it started to grow and grow and grow. It's described as he was continually growing till he actually became as big as the sky. And that was Varahadev, the incarnation of the Supreme Lord, who came, and because he came as a boar, the Lord can perform his activities in any species of life he wants. But that doesn't mean he is a boar. He takes on different forms, but he's always transcendental in whatever form he takes. So why did he take the form of a boar? Because the bottom of the ocean is a dirty place. And so in order to retrieve the earth, he took that form, which was appropriate to go to the bottom of the ocean. And then he picked up the earth with his tusks. And then when he came, the demons saw him and challenged him. The Lord took the earth, placed it on the top of the ocean, and then he invested the earth with his energy, and the earth floated on top of the ocean while the Lord was battling this demon. And then there's a very detailed description of the battle between Hiranyaksha and Varahadev. They were fighting with clubs. So there's an example of a demon of, of yore, many thousands and thousands of years ago. So you don't get demons like that anymore. Look at Hiranyakashipu, he just took over the whole universe. He even threw the demigods out of their positions. And, so what I'm saying is the quality of saintliness and the quality of demonicness are both diminished in this age. As Prabhupada said, the demons are quite puny in this age. He said one slap and they're finished.
Thank you, Marge.
But they're there.
Because actually, I'm just gonna not continue. Yeah, Sridevi, go with your question. This is such an interesting topic. Go ahead, Sridevi.
Thank you, Anusya. Dear Guru Maharaj, please accept my most humble obeisances. All glories to Prabhupada. On this question of Maya having to serve the demons and therefore evil, so much evil flourishes and of course causes a lot of distress to devotees. Now we in the Hare Krishna movement, we're trying to be our best in the sense that we are trying to live in the mode of goodness, practice the mode of goodness, and so on. So even when faced with demoniac tendencies in others or seeing modes of passion and ignorance display in others, still we have to maintain our equanimity, our composure, and our wanting to be good devotees, no matter what the provocation. So negativity cannot be combated with negativity. We must still be positive even in the face of negativity. Is that correct?
Positive means taking shelter of the Lord and act according to religious principles. It's not that we become inactive. No. There's a class, for the sake of protection, there's a class of people called Kshatriyas. And Prabhupada talked a lot about that in our society, we should have martial spirited devotees who are there to protect the society, protect the devotees, protect the temples, protect the animals, protect the deities, protect the resources. So, yeah, so we have Brahmins, Kshatriyas, Vaishyas, and Sudras. Brahmins' job, the Kshatriya's job is to give protection, not as an aggression, but as a protection. They're martial spirited. When there is some provocation from the outside, they're there to defend. That was Prabhupada's also program for our society, which hasn't really developed too much, but to some degree it's there. But yeah, but we're not aggressive. Maintaining your equilibrium means chanting Hare Krishna.
Yes, Guru Maharaj.
Prabhupada did say in that same lecture, he said the demons will cause you disturbances. But he said, never mind, just take shelter of the holy name, Krishna will protect you. So as long as there are demons there, there's disturbances. But they can't harm you unless you allow yourself to be harmed.
Thank you. I hope that helps, Sridevi.
Yes, very much. Thank you, Guru Maharaj.
It's a very nice question. Yeah. Any questions from devotees? Anything that's coming to your mind, clarification or doubts, please do raise your hand. It's a really powerful topic. Mars, sometimes I was actually, go ahead, Sridevi. Please go ahead. Jump right in. Go ahead. This is an interesting
As
topic.
a follow-up, Guru Maharaj, I remember His Holiness Bhakti Tirtha Maharaj saying, see every interaction as a cry for love or a gift of love. So when someone is behaving, devotees is behaving in a very unpalatable way, is that actually a cry for love?
Yeah. Because they're acting in the wrong way and they're crying out for help, but they're unconsciously doing it through wrong activities. It's kind of a subtle way to express oneself.
Right. So their needs for attention, their needs for emotional connection, everything is being expressed in the wrong way. So actually, we will be doing them a service if we try to help them by uplifting their consciousness, right?
That's our duty.
So if someone is very aggressive, say a devotee is very aggressive, and we maintain our composure and continue to be respectful and talk, calmly, it is actually helping the situation, and we are not being weak or cowardly or pacifist or this or that, right?
Well, it's not so cut and dry. You have to deal with the situation. Aggression can come in the verbal form or it can come in a physical form. If it's physical, then that has to be curtailed by the leadership or people who are kshatriyas. Or you have to do something to protect yourself. But if it's done in a verbal sense, it's just as bad, of course, but one can distance himself from that. Just like you can go on these social medias and you can hear all kinds of garbage. There's people who are attacking our movement every moment, practically. The social media is full of all that trash. So I never go on these social medias. I don't have any business. I don't think there's any need to.
Me neither, Guru Maharaj. I don't even know what you're talking about, honestly.
Well, there's all of these. You got, Facebook, you got Instagram, you got, I don't know what other. There's so many social medias now. There's always a new one coming up every month. One very leading devotee in our movement said, it's not Facebook, it's disgrace book. That's what he said.
I've heard another term, March, where it's not Facebook, it's fake book,
Yeah.
which I think it really is.
Read Bhagavatam or associate with devotees and go to classes. This curiosity into these social medians, you'll come across something you don't want to hear and you'll hear it, and then it'll cause you problems. Yeah. Prabhupada gave us so many books to read, so many services to do, so many kirtans to arrange. We have enough instead of going to these social medias.
March, piggybacking on Sri Devi's question, it was a very nice question, March. And
Go ahead.
if someone is displaying characteristics of, cry for love, but which, and like what Sri Devi said, they're crying for love, but they are showing it in a wrong way. And naturally for a devotee, they want to help uplift the consciousness to this person who's showing crying for love attitude in a different way. Marsh, what can we do if the person shows such attitude, displays such attitude of wanting to cry for love, but they don't want to be helped. They don't want anything, no matter how much we try. Then what do we do, Marge?
Well, I think you know the answer. What can you do?
I'm thinking just pray for them.
Yeah, that's all you can do.
That's all. Oh my God, that's sometimes, Marge, I feel that
Or you can, if you there's a second thing, you can talk to someone else and ask that other person who knows them closer, someone who's close to them, to try to help them. These are just simply maneuvers in that situation.
Yeah, it just becomes a sad. Sometimes I feel like just praying, and I feel that even though I'm praying for this particular person, but I feel that's all I can do, and it's not enough. And it's just so sad, you know?
No, it is enough.
Mm.
If Krishna wants, he'll do something to help that person by the power of your prayer. You leave it up to Krishna. That's prayer means to petition the Lord.
Yeah.
But it's up to him how he decides whether to do something or not do something, or do it a little different than when we would think. We pray for others, yeah. But
Thank you, Mark.
you can't
Yes.
force Krishna to act based on your prayers. It's up to him.
Yes, Varj. Yeah. He's the last word. Wow. Thank you, March. Yes, Silpesh Prabhu, please go ahead.
Hare Krishna Maharaj, please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. Maharaj, do you think all these IT billionaires in the world, that they are part of this demonic class in that they are controlling us through their technology?
I think they're just pawns in the hands of the bigger demons, that's all. The real demons you don't even see. You don't even know their names. You don't even know where they are. They're very secretive. They do everything in their own secret societies. You may know a few of them, but I'm not going to talk about that directly because this is not the forum for that. So, yeah, but you see, people are influenced by demoniac principles. Exploitation. We just did an overview of the 16th chapter. And Krishna very systematically lines up what are the characteristics of the demons. They follow no rules and regulations. They're unclean. They create weapons for the destruction of the world. Krishna is speaking all of these things. They're always making plans to destroy their enemy, their so-called enemy, which they designate by their own choice, you know. Yeah, you have to understand there's two classes of living beings, the saintly and the unsaintly, the ungodly. This is the material world.
Maharaj,
But to point your finger at somebody and say that person's a demon, and I don't think that's the way we should make judge. But you can see how people are suffering simply by how society is being run today. Society is exploiting people so badly. People are suffering. But a lot of them are suffering because of their own ignorance, because of their own desires. They're plugging into the demoniac programs and to try to enjoy also, and therefore they're getting their reactions also. Illicit sex, intoxication, meat eating, and gambling, lying, cheating, nepotism, all of these things are, I don't know, features of the demoniac culture. It's everywhere. The mode of goodness is conspicuous by its absence. What is advertising about? Advertising is to get you to buy something you don't need. It's to create some kind of desire in you to buy this product that they want to sell you. And so they use various types of allurements, both, visual and audio, to charm you, to make you think you need this item so they can get your money and make profits from you like that. So that's a type of deception. In this advertising, it's all deception. That's all it is, which is a demoniac quality.
And Maharaj, does it say in chapter 16 of the Gita that in this age the demonic lives within all our minds, whereas before it was on separate planets with separate families?
Well, in Satya Yuga, there were separate planets. In Dwapara Yuga, there were separate continents. In Treta Yuga, separate continents. In Dwapara Yuga, they're in separate families. In Kali Yuga, they're in the same body.
So we all have the tendency to lean towards the demonic if we're not careful.
That's why we have these four regulative principles. It keeps us connected to the spiritual practice. You can't practice spirituality if you're committing these activities: illicit sex, intoxication, meat eating, gambling. There's a whole book written by one of my senior godbrothers, Satyaraj. He wrote a book on the four regulative principles. Sometimes we call these the four principles of knowledge. Sometimes we call them the four principles of restriction, different titles.
I think the book is called The Four Pillars of Religion by Stephen Rosen, Satyaraj Das Prabhu.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what, yeah.
Very good book.
Mm-hmm.
But all you have to do is read Bhagavatam. Prabhupada speaks about them in relationship to many of the pastimes that are happening.
Thank you, Maharaj.
Meat eating means to kill another living entity in order for you to enjoy some kind of, eating flavor, some satisfaction of the tongue. So some living entity has to give up its life just so you can eat. So is that demoniac or not? Where the principle of spirituality is kindness to all living entities and not exploiting others for one's sense of selfishness. But people are eating meat all the time and they think it's okay. And they think they need it, they want it. But they don't know they're getting bad karma, which is building up and causing them so much suffering in this life, and they will suffer in the next life also. Meat eating is very heavy reactions, very heavy. Practically, sometimes we say that because of the slaughterhouses all around the world, there are so many wars going on. That's the reason why there's wars, because the countries that initiate slaughterhouses, they have to send their young men into the war fields to be slaughtered themselves as a reaction. That's in the scriptures, yeah. This Krishna consciousness is the principle by which one can live life free from all forms of suffering and ultimately achieve the goal of life, which is to come back to God and to enter back into the spiritual world. Krishna consciousness is not just another religious movement. It is the actual principle of existence. When we say Krishna consciousness, we mean God consciousness, which includes everything. Prabhupada didn't give us just a churchianity type of group, churchianity type of society where you just go pay your dues, and offer some prayers, be nice to everybody, and then go on with your business. No, it's a way of life, Krishna consciousness. Covers all aspects of the living entities' activities, both material and spiritual. Just like in that same chapter, the mind and the body, the first 3 verses describe 26 qualities of a devotee.
That was a very powerful statement, Mark, that you said. Made me think the number of wars is directly related to the slaughterhouses. That was powerful. I mean, wow.
Even this famous I don't know, what is he called? He's called a statesman or something. George Bernard Shaw. He also wrote that in a poem. That meat eating leads to war, or eating flesh leads to wars. And he wrote that about 300 years ago. George Bernard Shaw, famous philanthropist. But it's in our scriptures also. Yeah, sinful activities also have a connection in a very direct way to certain types of reactions. If you engage in illicit sex, then you destroy the duration of your life. You reduce the duration of your life by illicit sex. You become unclean, and then you're subjected to so many possible diseases which can come from that. You diminish your intelligence. Everything goes down by illicit sex, physically, on the physical level. And you have to suffer the reactions of performing a sinful activity. We're coming to that in this series of verses in the next chapter, the 17th chapter, where the connection between the 4 regulative principles and the 4 principles of religion, how religion is upholded by following these 4. And each one of them destroys, just like intoxication destroys austerity, meat eating destroys mercifulness, illicit sex destroys cleanliness, and gambling destroys truthfulness.
Really amazing, Marge. Really amazing points.
I think
Definitely a lot of food for thought.
you just went through that in your own series of lectures, didn't you?
Yes, Marge, but it's always powerful even more when you say it so simply and it just bang, you know? I'm on the call. What is it? I'm sorry, Marge. I'm sorry, Marge. Yeah, Marge, it's just the way you said it, Marge. It was so powerful. Yeah, it was powerful. Yes, Sridevi, go ahead.
To continue on this point, Guru Maharaj, if I may. So when we notice, aggressive behaviors, etc., even in devotees, how can we be helpful to them? How can we help them uplift their consciousness? What is it that is in our power to do to make a difference?
Well, if you are a doctor and a patient comes, then you're equipped to deal with the illness. If you're not a doctor and you put yourself in that position, then you may not be able to help. You may even hurt. So you have to see the situation and either use resources or your own intelligence in order to deal with it or not deal with it. Resources, as I explained, means to contact someone else who may be able to help them, who is more qualified, who is more connected with that person.
Yes, Guru Maharaj, that is very helpful to know, and that is a way out of tricky situations. So thank you very much for that instruction.
Okay, should we go on to some japa now?
Yes, Marge, I was about to say because I just noticed that it's past the time and we took so much of your time, Marge. Yes, if we would all grab our bead bags and we can turn around with Maharaj.
I think someone's going to be coming to my door in a little while, so if I break from the japa, it'll be just to let them in the house.
No problem, Marge.
Okay. Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadhar Sivasadi Gaur Bhaktavinda. Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadhar Sivasadi Gaur Bhaktavinda. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare. Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna. Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Hare Krishna Krishna. Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare. Oh, Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare. Hare Rama, 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 Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna 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 Krishna Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Hare Krish Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna. Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare. 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 Hare Ram, Hare Hare Krishna, Krishna. Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Krishna. Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, 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 Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna, Krishna. Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna. Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Krishna. Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, 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 Hare Hare. Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare. 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 Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, 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 Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, 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 Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Krishna. Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Krishna. Hare Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, 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 Hare Hare. Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, 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 Hare. Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, 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 Hare. Hare Ram, Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, 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 Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare. Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare. Hare Ram, Hare Krishna. Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna. Ram, Hare Ram, Hare Hare, Hare. Krishna Krishna. Jai Shri Krishna, Chaitanya, Prabhu Nityananda, Sri Advaita Gadadhar, Srivasadi Gaur, Bhaktivinoda. So, thank you very much. We'll hope to see you very soon again.
Thank you so much, March, and thank you to all the devotees for joining us. Vanchaka Prabhyascha Kripasinda Bevacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. His Holiness Candramauli Swami ki jai.
Jai.
I have a question for Silpesh.
Hare Krishna Maharaj.
You still want me to send you that verse on from the Upadeshamrita on the 6 loving exchanges?
Yes, please, Maharaj. I'd be very interested to see that. Yes.
Did you do the class yet?
Yeah, we did. It wasn't actually a class, but it was like a devotee care meeting for Bhakti Vriksha, but I did speak about it a little bit.
Oh, I had forgotten to send it to you at the time, but I can send it to you today anyway.
That's fine. That'll be helpful going forwards as well in devotee care, because I think it's very important in devotee care.
Mm.
Thank you.
All right, thank you all. So, I hope.
Thank you, March, and thank you to
Thank you,
all the
Guru Maharaj.
devotees for
Hare
joining
Krishna.
us. Have a wonderful day. Hari Hari Bol.
Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Guru Maharaj. Thank you, Mother.
Thank you,
Hare
Hare
Krishna.
Krishna.
Thank you.
Thank you, Guru Maharaj. Thank you, everyone. Hare Krishna.
Hare
Thank you so much, Guru Maharaj. Hare Krishna.
Jai Shri Prabhupada. Hari Hari Bol.
Hare Krishna Maharaj, thank you very much for the class.
Bol, Mr. Bhadra.
Hare Krishna Maharaj. Thank you.
Maharaj, what part of London are you in now, Maharaj?
You see, just look to your right, you'll see Bhikkhu and Parmar are sitting there in our, you see that?
Yeah.
I'm at their daughter's house.
Ah, okay, so you're near the manor.
Yeah, I'm right 5 minutes from the Bhaktivedanta Manor. It's in Bushy.
Yes.
It's our honor, pleasure, and we are fortunate to be of any service to you, Maharaj. Please accept our humble obeisances.
I'm very grateful for the opportunity to be able to stay here. Can serves all my needs like 100%. Really nice.
Yeah, we're grateful,
We are grateful, both of us.
Santa Maria, we're so good. We are so grateful, Maharaj.
I'm keeping the place clean, so don't worry.
Don't worry, Maharaj.
In fact, if there is any problem, I asked Dimple to find out, then we come and try and help and so.
Don't clean everything. Your charan raj, please leave there for us. Don't clean. Prabhu.
I don't clean, I can't live here.
No, we want your charan raj.
She,
Yes,
she
so
wants your
fortunate.
dust there.
Yes, your dust. Then
There's no dust, there's just a lot of.
અમારો જન્મ સફળ થઈ જાય કયો ભારતને
Well,
ઇંગ્લિશમાં કયો
she's,
કે મનુષ્ય જન્મ સફળ થઈ જાય.
she mentions that you have purified our existence.
Guru Maharaj, they are looking for your lotus dust of your feet. Leave some there.
Better get out of here fast before it gets too sticky.
Hare Krishna Maharaj. Hari Hari Bol.
All devotees,
Hare
thank you so much.
Krishna. Thank you. Hare Krishna.
He got up real fast.
Well, as soon as you say about lotus dust, he just leaves.
He leaves.
I'm
Within
trying
a-
my level hard to get one, but he's not.
Split of a second and he runs away.
He does.
Hari Hari Bol. Thank you.
Thank you, Mataji. It was such a wonderful
Hare
session.
Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thank you.
Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Anasuya. Hare
Hari
Krishna.
Bol.
Hare Krishna.